I think some of the key pieces, as we've looked back over the years, one is, I think, first and foremost, having a regular meeting of individuals who oversee units that are not just what one might typically think are student success, but that are all contributing toward the success of our students is very, very important. So I think getting people in a room together and meeting regularly and everyone knowing what their piece of that pie and that puzzle is and how they contribute to that. And then knowing that in such a way that they can go back to their respective teams and do the same, right? And in knowing that, so our team knows how we work with strategic enrollment. We know how we work with student affairs. We know how we work with academic innovation and so on. So I think that's very important. You have to make sure that everyone's facing the same direction. Everyone's looking at the same target. And sometimes that's not always the case. People are looking all around. And so you have to make sure that everyone's looking at the same target and working together regularly in communication. How do we all get there? Okay. That's the foundational piece that has to happen. And that's a huge piece, and that's not easy to do. We all report up to our provost, and so it's easier when everyone reports to the same person. That makes life a little bit easier in that way. But that's very, very important. I would say, secondly, that you need some type of student success platform, some type of technology that's going to give you the data that you need at your fingertips in real time. Having to say, I need a report and I'll get that report in 3 weeks. And then you get the report and then it takes a week to look at it. And then it takes a couple weeks to action on it. That problem's gone. It's a new problem now. And so how do you make sure that you've got real-time data and dashboards to be able to quickly look at and assess, and you've got the right folks who are utilizing and have access to that dashboard and understand what is being conveyed on those dashboards or in that type of data. And huge piece that I would say are foundational to being able to do the work that you want to do. You can have any kind of organizational structure. You can have any type of approach, but of how you want to address things, and because universities look different. Every university looks somewhat different. But if everyone at an institution has their eye on the same target, they've all got the same message, they're all working together, and they're all using the similar data to help drive that, and everyone has their role or their piece in that, then that's going to help that train or that engine move down the road a lot quicker than if you didn't. And so that's where we found our successes, I believe, in such a quick way, is that we have done that. We did the groundwork for that as we were building out our intentional services and programs to meet the needs of what the data was telling us. And so, but it's not a 1 year, you're going to solve the world's problems in a year. It's a multi-year process, and we are just now seeing the fruits of our labor that we did in 2014 and 2015 with our 6-year graduation rates. We're just now seeing it, but we're sitting back going, okay, here we just bumped up 4 percentage points, but that was from work we did 6 years ago, right? So I can only imagine where we're going to be in a couple of years when we start to see, the outcomes of this work that we're even the more refined work that we're doing. But I think that's another important piece, is just to understand, and sometimes some senior level administrators, that's hard to say, well, it's going to take a little bit of time. We're all working, but let's put it in digestible chunks of things that we can do and start to see some low-hanging fruit. You start to get that momentum from those low-hanging fruit, and then you can build out and go from there. And so that's the approach we've taken, and it's proven successful for us. And so those are the things that I would say, though, that you have to put at the foundation, are getting everyone together, getting those unified goals, getting those, everyone at that target, and then making sure you've got the data and the training to understand the data.